Hey everybody, it's Brooke with The Buttered Home and welcome to my messy kitchen. Today we are going to do an old favorite and talk a little bit about some tips and tricks that you might need to know if you are going to make a Mississippi roast. Now, this is one of our favorite comfort foods, and if you've never had it before, I know whenever you see the ingredients, you're probably going to go, that's not going to be good. Trust me on this, it is very good. There are a couple of different variations you can use. You can use chuck roast, or you can use stew beef even, and a very good option is always using bone-in chicken. Now you can do the chicken quarters, or you could do a whole chicken in the crock pot as well and make it Mississippi style like we're about to do. So hang tight with me. We're going to swap overhead and show you how to put it together. Okay, so this recipe calls for a 3 to 4 pound chuck or chuck roast. Yeah, chuck roast. And what we have is a chuck roast here. Now I like to sear mine before we actually put it in the crock pot, and you can do this with the chicken as well. Searing it for a long cook time, even for a slow cook time, really makes a big difference in the tenderness of your meat. So we are going to season each side just with a little salt and a little pepper. And just a pinch of plain flour. And I like to just take that and just lightly rub it in. You need a little more flour, but you're just really creating a crust on the outside so that we can hold the moisture in. So now I'm going to take my roast, and on the side that I've seasoned and floured, I'm going to go ahead and put it in my hot pan, and then we'll season the other side since it's face up. Let me throw my trash away. Now you do not have to sear it, but if you've never seared meat before, then this might be a little intimidating to you. Don't let it be. You just want to get just a little browning on it, and that way it holds together good in your crock pot. Doesn't take long, and it doesn't have to be perfect. So now we're going to just season this other side just a tad. Now we're starting to kind of make some noise in here. I'm just going to rub this flour in. The flour just kind of helps speed up the browning process. Doesn't take long, just a couple of minutes on each side. I'm going to try to get everything else over here where you can see it. Now while this is browning, I'll talk a little bit about the other ingredients that we use. You're going to need about a cup of water, not much more than that. You're going to need a whole package of au jus seasoning. Or if you don't have this, you can use beef bouillon cubes. You'll just need probably 2 or 3 of them. And then a packet of ranch mix, a whole stick of butter, and some of these wonderful pepperoncinis. And I know all that sounds really strange, but trust me, it's good. It's worth it, and it'll be something that you'll fix often if you've never had it before. Like I said, a whole chicken is good like this too. It's called Mississippi chicken. The concept is the same. All right, so I'm going to test our roast. There we go. And I'm going to carefully turn it over. And see, you're just looking for just a little bit of browning on there. And you can even pick it up and sear the edges like this too. That kind of helps to do it on all sides if you can. So once you get your pan hot enough, it really doesn't take that long. And this side is already kind of low, so we're gonna let the sear happen on this side. And this side has probably got enough. But this just helps the roast retain moisture and make its own gravy along with the au jus. And the ranch is pretty awesome in it too. Once we get this done, we'll assemble everything in our crock pot liner. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and put in my 1 cup of water in the crock pot liner, because as soon as this is done, we'll transfer it in here and then get it all put together. This will cook on low from about 6 to 8 hours. I would check it around the 4 to 5 hour mark. Some people like these a little more rare than others. 6 to 8 hours will give you a completely done roast. And if you like it a little undercooked like we do, you might want to lean more toward the 4 to 6 hour mark, depending on how big your roast is. This is a 3-pound roast, so it'll probably be done a little faster. All right, I have turned my heat off, and I got a good sear on both sides of the roast. So I'm going to transfer it into the crock pot and then try to move some of my things out of the way so you can see a little bit better while we assemble. At this point, we're going to take our au jus and sprinkle it over the top of the roast and a little into the water. Then we're going to take our ranch dress and mix and do the same. Okay. Then we're going to take our entire stick of butter and place it right on top. Then we have our pepperoncinis, and we're going to add about 10 to 12 of these guys all around in here. You can also add carrots and potatoes to this if you would like. We like it better just like this, because what we will probably do is we will probably take this and shred it and put it on some toasted buns and eat it like a roast beef sandwich. Woo, you talk about good. Especially with a little provolone cheese. Open-faced. Very, very good. All right, so I think we have enough in there. So now I'm just going to take about 2 tablespoons of that juice and just drizzle it right over the top. That gives it just a little extra flavor. We will pop this into our base for our crock pot, and we'll let this cook on low anywhere from about 6 to 8 hours. I'll check it between 4 and 6 and see if it's like we want it. Then we'll come back and we will show you the finished product. So stay with us. Hey everybody, it's Brooke with the Buttered Home, and welcome back. We have finished probably about a 7-hour cook time. This roast was kind of big, and I checked it about five hours, and it wasn't quite ready. And you'll be able to tell because the roast doesn't really have any give to it, so to speak. So I went an hour more and it wasn't quite where I wanted it, and then now at about 7 hours it is ready. So we're about to pop the lid off and show you how it just falls apart, serve some up, and show you how delicious this roast is. One of my favorite things about making roast in the crock pot is how good it makes my house smell. It smells like home. There's just nothing better to me. Well, there is. This smell, the pot roast smell, is equal to that only of onions and peppers cooking, and like one of the things that smells like Christmas to me is turnips cooking in the house. I guess that comes from being a child in my grandmother's house. That smell always indicated Thanksgiving or Christmas. So those things really mean a lot when you get old like me. But y'all, this roast, it's just falling apart. It's perfect. It's not overdone. The searing process really, really helps ensure that you have this result right here, the falling apart. And these pepperoncinis cooked are fantastic. You get a lot of flavor out of those, and the roast just, I mean, it's beautiful. You can serve this with some mashed potatoes or some other vegetables and a nice salad, or you can get some hoagie rolls, cut them open, toast them, and then layer this on with some provolone cheese or mozzarella cheese, and it's fantastic. This Mississippi roast, it will be the most surprising thing you've ever had if you've never had it before as to how good it is. So we are going to swap back over and finish up. So if you need a great supper that cooks itself and takes care of itself, don't count out your trusty old crock pot, because they really do deliver just as well as they always have. And if you want something a little different, that's very versatile, and leftovers are a leftover person's dream, then that is going to be this Mississippi roast. Just like all of our other recipes, this one can be found at thebutteredhome.com. We hope that you'll give our website a visit. We love seeing all of our favorite people ever join us at our website. And if you're not already, make sure that you're following us on all of our social channels, because all of our content is fun and exciting and a little different on each one. And as usual, make sure that you're subscribed to our YouTube channel and ding the bell so that you can be notified when we drop new videos like this one. I hit my cabinet. So, as usual, we'll be back next week with another great recipe, and we hope that you'll join us then. In the meantime, from the buttered home to your home, we love y'all. Bye.